Hello, Smite fans, and welcome to episode 29 of the Gank Right Lane podcast. This week, we're going to be going over week 5. We're going to be giving you our predictions for week 6, and we're going to be going over what changed in the 10.11 update. How are you doing today, John?
Good, man. I'm hydrated. I have to pee a lot, and so hopefully that doesn't.
Yeah.
I need to get a big jug for this just to sit here, so I can just pee in the jug. But
Yeah, there have been a couple times where it's like we end the podcast, and I'm like, all right, if I don't piss right now, I'm going to explode.
how
Specifically
are you?
last week.
Really?
Yeah. Because I remember
I
last
can't
week I
see.
wasn't expecting you to end it, and I was like, all right, thank God you ended.
Thank
Because
you.
I need to
And
pee.
dude, sometimes I feel like I'm gonna explode, or like I can't sit still.
Yeah.
It gets rough. Anyways, the total answer was good.
Yeah.
That was like the final answer. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm looking at the standings because I have a screenshot of the standings for our podcast image. Uh, the plus minus for the team with the lowest plus minus that isn't the Hounds or the Gladiators is a -1. The Hounds and Glads are -14 and -18.
Sheesh. It's actually -1.
Yeah, the lowest besides those two teams is a -1, and that's the Dragons.
It's impressive.
Yeah,
What was it? Weren't the Glad's like really negative last phase?
I think so.
Better than last phase, I think.
I can check. They were
Um,
-12, but like the Dragons were
oh,
-7. So and the Levi's were -6. Like they weren't actually that far from each other.
oh, in games, in games.
Yeah.
I, I thought we were talking about kills. I was like, that's
No.
really low for everyone. All these games are really close.
Yeah. No. That is
Okay,
games.
that
Oh,
makes sense.
looking at the Glad stats, I'm pretty sure they're probably like -200.
I was gonna say it's got to.
Like it has to be historically bad.
I
Kirby
don't
is
even want to like.
73 and 102, and he might have the. No, I forgot about Jangaru. Besides Jangaru, he probably has the best KD on the Glads.
You got a total Jangarus
When Stu was there as
with
well.
Stewart's and
Yeah,
everyone. I guess Stewart has a low one too. So
yeah. Stewart's got like way worse after he left the Glads. He's been terrible on the house so far. I believe he was only like 2 under even for KD before he went to the Hounds.
man, I know we were talking about it, but I feel like the Hounds are my gladiators right now, or like my.
I think they're
It,
both the Gladiators right
you,
now.
you just the vibes there has to be
Oh yeah, the vibes are
horrible.
horrible.
Um, and I'm pretty sure we've said it every week now, but it sucks. I saw someone tweet about it. What the Hounds could have been a top 3 team last phase, all almost
Yeah.
rookies.
And they lost their 2 driving factors.
Yeah,
They
they're
lost
duo
their
lane.
strategical driving factor and their emotional driving factor, and only kept their execution driving factor an oath.
And now we have nothing.
Yeah. I mean, I still got oath.
I'm I'm glad I didn't commit to being a Hounds fan at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
I would be hurting right now. Oh no. Oh, I broke my podcast pen.
I can't believe you.
All right, end the episode. That's it. I'm quitting.
All right.
Oh yeah, we
The
should probably get into
games, the
this.
games this weekend, huh?
I don't think there's really anything too wildly unexpected. We had the Warriors Ferryman
Other than the
meeting,
fact that if you
and that
tuned
was it.
in for Friday or Sunday, why did you bother? Like,
Oh, I didn't realize Friday had it too.
yes,
Oh no. What a boring weekend to Smite.
yes.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
Friday had the Glads and the Hounds, and Sunday had the Glads and Hounds, and then next Friday has the Glads and Hounds on the same day, and the next Sunday the Glads and Hounds are playing each other. So at least only one of those games is going to be
And then
that.
and then the Sunday after that, the Glads and Hounds play.
No, that's what I was saying. Is the Glads and Hounds are playing on
Each other,
the.
but then the Sunday after
Oh,
that,
they
they
do it
play on the
again. They
same
do
day
it
again.
again.
They do it again. And so what
What the
we have
fuck are they
five
doing?
we have 5 days of the regular season left, and two of them,
Yes.
two and a
Holy
half.
fuck.
No, because I don't count the Glads and Hounds when they play each other. That's going to be a good
That's not as bad. Yeah.
one.
Like in the NFL, like sometimes if there's a primetime game between two teams they think's gonna be good and one of the teams is bad, they just flex another game into that. High res, you need to flex one of these fucking games. I swear to God. Like,
Yeah, let's switch the Kings and the Glads for the last week. They both play the Warriors.
oh,
Play on different
I
days.
was thinking swap the Dragons Ferryman game. Like swap the Dragons games around. So I have the Ferryman on
That too.
Sunday. Yeah, either one would be significantly
Either
better.
one. It's all I need.
Oh man.
But what do you do?
There's a solid chance the Glads go winless.
Um, yeah, I think their only real chance is going to be against the Hounds coming
And
up here.
I think the Hounds are better. They have less hope, but they're still just more talented.
Oh, I'm looking at our predictions from last week. I perfectly guessed, besides the Dragons beating the Kings. I had them 3-0. It went 3-1. Everything else I guessed perfect all the way
You're
through.
on fire this phase on your predictions.
That's
I just
crazy.
keep assuming something wacky's gonna happen at some point, and it just fucking. Because I mean, last phase was so goddamn wacky. It got my brain like all wackified.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Like
Nothing
it's
is.
hard to remember now, but going into last phase, like 4 or 5 casters had the Warriors as the 6th seed, and they went fucking undefeated all the way to the tournament final.
Yeah, that just their whole run was crazy at that point. Now
And
it's
then
like
I'm
they're a
pretty
good
sure the
team.
one who didn't have the Warriors as the 6th seed had the Ravens, and they were the 2 seeds.
Also, yeah, I think they could still do it this now, not 2 seed, but
Yeah, they'll probably. It's a very good chance they were the
they get
4th seed,
4.
the top
Oh
half.
no. Oh, I guess in seed because of the divisions.
Yeah,
They have wow, what a cruise the Warriors have got through this phase. I guess that's something I haven't brought up yet. I do think the Warriors have a much easier schedule.
yeah. No, we
Uh,
predicted going into the phase the Order division was going to be a bloodbath, and the Chaos division was going to be a cakewalk.
yeah.
And I mean, we were kind of right,
Yeah.
except for the Dragons were worse than we thought they'd be, but they're picking it up
I
now.
mean now they're normal. Now
Yeah,
they're how we assumed they would be. But again, they still could be I think they could still be faking us out here. Not really.
yeah,
No, I think the Dragons are legit now. I'm putting my official stamp on it.
yeah.
It's got the
I think
seal.
they are too. They're going to lose in the
Dragons
first
are
round of the
legit.
tournament, though.
See, but tournament time is normally when they do good.
I know. This is the time they don't, though.
So it's just gonna be
Now
swapped.
when it makes sense, now when it makes sense for them to do well in the tournament is when they're going to fuck it up.
I can see that.
They're going to get reverse swept by the Hounds. And
That's never happening.
PBM is going to get knocked out of Worlds by Stewart for the 3rd year in the row.
That would be insane. If that happens, you gonna put money on that?
No, I absolutely do not believe it, but I
I
am
don't.
hoping for it for sure.
I don't know what
I
the
think it's pretty
format's gonna
unlikely they
be.
even get matched up with each other in the first round.
Right.
So
I don't know how
yeah,
they
the
are
Hounds
doing
are
the
probably
format
going to
this year.
be against either the 1 or 2 seed, so they're going to face either the Warriors or the Ferrymen, and the Glass are going to get the other one.
Okay, but are we doing a seeding to seeding tournament again? Because our 1-2 in the regular season might not be the 1-2 going into the tournament. You know. if
Right.
that's
Well,
how we're doing.
if they did the seeding tournament like they did last time, they will be because they just get the spot automatically.
Oh, yeah. I forget you just get to
Yeah.
bypass everything.
Yeah.
So at that point, Hounds would have the chance to not be last. Then I
Yes,
guess
but they would. Let's be
they
real.
will be.
The only chance would be if the Hounds somehow get above like the Kings because the Kings choke, and then the Dragons win the seeding tournament, which would be cool.
Yeah, I just don't see that happening though. Stay hopeful, but
Yeah.
not too
I'm gonna be
hopeful.
honest. What's probably gonna happen is it's gonna be Paul knocking him out for the fourth time in 5 years.
Paul knocking out
PBM.
PBM. Yeah, sad times, man. See, I feel like I can go into this world with a little bit of peace because all my marbles were on one team last year, But now I'm
Right.
happy if Panicat wins, Final K wins, PBM and Coast win. Um, give me another Paul win.
Right.
I don't know though because if Final
Like if
wait
any team but the Warriors win, I will be at peace.
oh now I forgot you're how things have switched up from last phase.
They did my boy dirty, man. I don't know what you want me to
I know,
say.
I know. It's heartbreaking. I think they had their chance to win it. They had their chance to win that phase one tournament, and after that, I don't care about them anymore. They
Yeah.
they beat their record. They're average now. They're
Yep.
good, above average.
They really needed to replace Jake to help him win, huh? We can definitely tell that after this weekend. They really needed to replace Jake
Yee.
because it is gonna help him win.
Yikes. Uh,
They still haven't beat
um,
another. I mean, I guess they did in the kickoff tournament, but in games that people care about, they haven't beat another good team.
the Warriors.
Yeah, since they got rid
Oh,
of
I
the
know.
Jake.
Yeah.
If they lose to the Dragons, it'll be a clean sweep of the other contenders beating them after they got rid of Jake. It's not a good sign for them.
No, that's actually bad.
Yeah,
I would say.
I would
No.
consider that a negative sign.
Uh oh, Kings lost their
They did,
played more than
dude. What
three
the fuck,
sets
Kings?
or played more than 3 games in one set
I hate
for
the
the
Kings.
first
Honestly, Kings
time.
might be my second least favorite team now. Well, third. The Ravens
After
are
that,
second.
I was genuinely upset when I saw that.
Yeah.
Um,
Dude, Quig's picture for the Kings. I'm
I
sorry,
haven't seen
Quig.
it
You look about 15 and 40 at the same time in that picture.
yet. I can't wait to see this fate.
He looks like a
Oh,
serial killer.
jeez,
He literally looks like Jeffrey Dahmer, dude.
he does. He does not look happy,
Would you be if you were on the Kings?
dude. It was his choice to go.
I know. I don't know why the fuck he did that. I think he might be regretting
Literally,
it.
nothing could have changed with the Hound. Like, it's not like someone left for a good. Not like someone got kicked. They could have just stayed and been
Good.
like a top 14 right now.
Yeah.
And then leave the Kings at the bottom. Who cares about them?
Right. They probably just pick up Jake instead. And then they're in the same fucking situation. I was like,
Exactly. I don't know
it would
that.
have been better for the league. They pick up Jake instead, and then instead of replacing Inbound, the Glads replace Snoopy, and everybody's happy.
Yep. Honestly, Quig
Although
off
we would
the
have missed out on announcer Inbound, so
that's true. But
maybe this is the better timeline. As much as I hate to say it, because he's definitely like the best
support
announcer.
inbound never got his time to shine.
He really didn't.
He and I know you're not gonna like this, um, but I did see someone a comment that said his carries have kind of scapegoated him his entire career. It's like he's never had a top half carry with him, and so every time he's with a carry, it's always like our your duo lane's doing bad because you have inbound, and he's the problem. And I'm not saying he was ever excellent or great or anything, but I think there were times where he was good, and we saw that at the beginning of this phase or last phase.
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
Um, so it's a shame. He was one of my favorite players though, so
Yeah.
little bias, but
Yeah. At least he gets to be a caster now.
that's true.
And even if you do think he was a great player, he's a better caster because he's the best caster.
You
So
like him that much?
yeah, he's definitely the best caster in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. There's not even competition to me. He
I
is the
do.
best
I
one.
I love how they bring in because they do this for Worlds too. They used to bring in like Trell. I guess even before Trelly was on there, like Trelly and Rexy and um, Weekend and Deathwalker. You know, people who actually know the game really
Right.
well. Well, and I'm not saying the casters don't, but like you see inside the mind of a pro player.
Right.
Like there's multiple times where some fight will happen and the caster's like, what? Why would they even do that? And then inbound's like, oh, here's why, and then breaks it down for you, and it's like, oh, yeah, it's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Maybe it did work out
Um.
for the best.
Yeah. I don't know, but what I do know is my brain farted.
Oh,
Fuck.
I thought you were gonna
Where'd
hit
it
me with a
go?
gank right lane for a second there.
No. Oh, what? We got so much more shit to talk about.
Figured you're just
Despite the
over it. You
fact,
had to pee.
despite the fact that Sunday and Friday were really bad, Saturday made up for it.
I think
Especially Warriors Ferryman. All five of those games were instant classics.
I was gonna say the King's
Yeah, the
Dragons
King's
was the,
drag set was like also pretty
that just
shit.
made
There
me
was about
mad.
one good set this weekend, but it was honestly like
It was really
this isn't
really good.
the worst week of Smite, like weekend of Pro Smite this phase based solely off this game, and that might drag it to like second or third. This set was so good.
It was. I haven't been able to go back and watch the middle. I think games 3 and 4 I
Right? Yeah,
missed.
I missed parts of it as well, but what I saw was
Oh
just
yeah,
awesome.
just a bet. You never knew. I mean, 40 minutes, and there were some under 30s, and then 32, 33. I mean, these are some bangers. And
They were crazy.
oh yeah, game 3.
I remember
I guess
I was watching the end of game five, right? There's a team fight happening. Somebody's like running around the Gold Fury pit, and all of a sudden from the other way comes Sino, and I was just like, where did he come from? What? I was so hyped. Because I had no idea how he got there. I was like, why was he over there? I don't know.
he just knows what to. Dude,
He's
the
so good.
hell
Oh my god.
they gave
Paul.
Paul Hell. I remember the draft for game 2, and Paul whips out Hell again, which we haven't seen this in months at this point. And I'm like, oh yeah. And then he goes 5-0. And they go, let's give it back to him. And I mean, he did worse. They had a plan this time,
Right.
but it didn't matter.
Yeah, don't give Paul hell.
Don't give Paul Hell. And then
The
they
problem
started
is,
banning him.
is you can't give Paul hell, Hebo, Apuk, Baba Yaga. Like you can't ban enough gods to keep Paul from getting somebody you don't want Paul to have.
Yeah, dude. I play Apuk. If I were to play Apuk in ranked, I would probably die about 17 times. Paul's doing this competitive in the SPL and not dying at all on the god who's supposed to die. I mean, he's not supposed to die, but he does because he doesn't do anything else.
Right.
Doesn't have any safety. But this guy's just different. Also, is it time? I don't know if it's time yet, but I gotta say something about the mage solos, man.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Gank Rally.
No,
Is it time
no.
for Gank
Okay,
Rally?
let's vote. Let's both agree that we have a little bit longer to go.
Yes. Well, you don't think
Um,
20 minutes is long enough for a podcast?
I mean, sure.
Literally shorter than the update I did about genetics taking Jake's spot.
Genetics. So this would definitely have the most views too.
Probably not. Yeah,
Not
I don't
more
know.
than
We, we,
yours.
we can talk about the mage solos. What the fuck was that? Why
Yeah.
is it like this? I hate
This
it.
kind of started.
Kill me.
I guess I think kind of some of the first people was like Nika played the Raijin in solo a couple times, and sure, whatever. Um, it was good enough. But now over the past like 2.5 weeks, maybe has it been? It's just slowly taken over soloing. I mean, Apuk, Raijin, Morgan Le Fay. Um, we saw Anubis once. We see Hades in there. Did we? Was anyone besides SOT playing the Morgan there?
I don't know.
Well,
Probably not. That seems like a very SOT thing.
right. So, I mean, just all these mages, lifesteal ones that you can run some lifesteal on. You can build them a little tankier. Your battle mages like that. Have we seen a Zonkui? I know Final K played it last week or the week before, but I don't know if we saw it all this week. I didn't catch a lot of these games. It's weird. I know Final K commented on it,
Yeah.
saying it was the only thing that was fun in solo because warriors are so bad. They're just not great right
Yeah.
now. And so being able to do damage and plus this breastplate glyph gives you so many protections. What
Yeah, like
did
it's.
you
Go ahead.
did you do the math for that? I know we were talking about it the other day. How many
No.
total it gives?
Oh
But
fuck
I mean, it
no.
allows the squishier players to be so much tankier
Right.
while still doing damage, and so they're
Right.
allowed to
And
get
you
away
don't
with
even have
this.
to stack it like prophetic.
Right? You just have it as soon as
Yeah.
you buy it. The upgraded glyph, anyway. So an extra 600 gold, but still to be able to play a mage and solo like that, it's not okay. Is the point I'm getting to. Um, where do you go from there to fix that? How do you know, how do you bring warriors back into solo and how do you get mages out of it?
You start
And
by getting rid of class passives, in my opinion. I think they're so bad for the game. And they allow shit like this because mages have the best ones. And then like assassins and hunters have pretty good ones. And then guardians and warriors have almost useless ones. Like especially
yeah,
with the
especially
totems right now, like
yes. Yep.
if you build that breastplate you were talking about plus warrior passive plus blue totem, you have 40% cooldown. That's fucking
Or
ridiculous. It's one
since
item.
you're since you're in the solo lane, you can just grab the
The cooldown
cooldown buff.
buff.
That's right there. Yeah, I think
Literally, if you build just Glad Shield, you can get to 40% cooldown. If you build
yeah,
nothing, you can get to 40% cooldown.
yes.
500 pot, uh,
Yep.
cooldown buff. Blue
Blue
totem.
totem.
Whatever the other one was. Did I say warrior passive? I think that was the one I was missing. Warrior passive.
Yeah. All four of those.
Fuck
And
me.
that I think beforehand, um, the warrior passive was fine. I mean, 10% cooldown is good. That's good, I think. Um, but with the options for so many, cooldown is so available, so abundant. You don't. It's almost pointless at that point.
Yeah.
It really is.
Especially for
But
solo laners.
yeah, because you have that cooldown buff right there. Yeah, you're not getting any value out of a warrior passive, and most of the time you overcap anyway. Even without a warrior passive, you end up overcapping because what Genji's is good,
Right.
breastplate's super
No,
good.
yeah, there was such a long time where it's just like the best magical defense item is by far Genji's, but I'm not building it because I have 40% cooldown already. So I'll just build Heartward Cliff again. Like that was the solo meta for like 6 months. And then it was like Oni Hunters. Now I don't even really know what's going on. Like,
Yeah. I will say I enjoy playing the actual play of it. Playing mage solos is fun. Playing against it is not,
right.
and watching it is
And also, like, you know what else is fun? Warriors when they aren't dog shit. Like,
right
you can have both, and you
when it
kinda don't right now. Like, you can play
no
them there,
it
but you're gonna be weaker.
it's not gonna feel as good. I mean, you can't clear as well. You can't, you don't have the same damage output. And at this point, with their lifesteal and everything, some of them have better survivability.
Yeah,
So
like,
then, what do you even have as a
I
as
mean, yeah,
where
like the base stats like that are for the defense aren't even like that much different. Definitely not different enough to make up for the free power mages get from the class passive.
yeah. Um, it's
Like
I
it's the
I
same.
don't even know
It's
where
the same
how
type of
I would go
thing
about.
where there was assassins in mid, right? It's like, yeah, that's like fun. It's still not good,
Right. It's not good that that's all that's being played.
right? Yeah,
Um,
and like when it
I
was all that was being played, it was bad. If it's like you do that, like they pick a mage that's like really bad new assassins, and it's like, all right, assassin mid is viable enough. I can counter pick an assassin here, right? Because like, and I know in League that's like that type of role is counterpicked in the mid a lot because that class is good into mages. So it's like your team fight is worse, but in the early game you're owning the lane because assassins are good into mages. Even though I'm sure they're called something else in League. I don't know. I've never played League.
right,
I just
same
know that's
idea.
how it is. Yeah, and like it's fine to have that, but if it's just assassin versus assassin, then it's like, well, what are we even doing?
Right, it just balances it
Right.
itself out.
And like mages in solo, it's like the opposite. It's like, yeah, warriors are supposed to be better, but then like the mages, are gonna have the more damage late game. Except right now, the mages are better early game and also late game. So it's like, why would you play a warrior?
Right. Yeah, because that's kind of Warriors' strong suit is supposed to. Their physicals are supposed to be better earlier,
Right.
and they're not right now.
Yeah, and defense is supposed to
So
be better earlier.
yeah, so they just don't have anything going for them. I've heard a lot of people been saying bring back hybrid items, but then this was the same thing. I the hybrid items were causing the same thing as well. I think they were allowing things that shouldn't be played there to be played there.
Right.
I think it was like an assassin thing for a while. It was just assassins in solo.
Yeah. I think the number one problem is we address class passives and just get rid of them and see where they go from there. Like I was thinking about this the other day. I don't know how it would work. It would probably have to be like a change from like season 10 to season 11 because this feels like a pretty big change. But like make it so that like you have like another item slot and it's just like you're basically picking your class passive at the beginning. You know what I mean? Like instead
Yeah,
of the class passives, you just pick one at the beginning, like you pick recipes right now. I mean, that is another thing you would have to worry about buying. But like, I don't know, if you pop
right,
it up on a big menu in the middle of the screen, don't let anybody pass until they select one.
right. It's like a necessary
Right?
requirement selecting it going into.
Yeah. Like I don't know. There's
Well,
ways you could play around with that, or you could just get rid of them because who cares? Like,
right. I yeah, it's something I don't even think
yeah.
about.
Like
Of
here's
course,
a genuine question I was thinking of. Other than like, ironically, maybe mage, you might want cooldown. Are you ever picking not the power one with how they are right now?
I mean, on a guardian, you wouldn't.
Yeah, I guess
Support.
maybe on
On
support
a
you'd rather have
support, you're
on
not.
the support you'd probably have the cooldown. You're right, but
Yeah, but
like
what? Just extra power. Anytime you're going to a physical character, you want extra power is just insane.
anytime you're
It would
going
it
any
would have to be
character besides support,
right. Yeah, it would just help.
like I don't maybe you want the flat pin on assassins for the early game damage, fair. But like, is the power that much worse? Is it that big of a gap? Late game, the power is going to be better. You know,
right?
like
And I mean, if you get something that has, you go into a Jotun's first item,
right. Go
then
the
you have your
early
flat
like
pen.
year 10 meta where it's just Jotun Shadow Drinker, and so you're doing true damage practically.
Yeah, with that extra power, you're good.
Yeah.
Um,
Like, I don't know.
yeah,
I don't
that's
know why
something
would
I
you would
I
be taking the basic attack damage either, other than mage carries. You'd probably take the basic attack damage that the carries have right now. Otherwise, I would probably just take the power, even with a physical carry. To be honest,
yeah. Yeah, I can't think of a lot of situations where you choose something other than power.
right? It's all very niche stuff, and
Yeah.
that's how you know mages have the best one, and why
Well,
they're always everywhere.
um, you say that, but there has been problems with mages not being like we were talking about assassins just playing double assassin in mid.
Right. I guess that's
So,
fair.
um, yeah,
I
you
think
know
that
what
had
though?
more to
Season
do.
11
That had more to do with like when they change
assassins.
all the item stats. I mean, assassins,
Yeah,
but also when they change all the item stats, physical items were just better than magical
and the
items.
mage ones are bad.
Yeah, and that's still kind of being worked out, but like it's getting pretty close to work out. Clearly, by the fact that they're getting played in all the roles at different points. Like
Right.
Oleron is a meta SPL pick. All the mages are solos right now. They're coming back in mid now. You know, Paul played Hell 2 games. I'm assuming Baba Yaga was banned a bunch, so he didn't get to play Baba. Yeah, Baba was like first banned by the Warriors in a lot of these games,
Every game. Yeah,
and
I mean
Baba was
you don't win a game.
first banned by the Warriors in 3 of the games, and it was banned in the first phase in another one. In 4 or 5 games, Baba was banned by the Warriors, and then the other one it was first picked by them.
They had to
Like,
pick it.
yeah,
Yeah.
like mage supports aren't great right now, but I don't think they're like that far off or anything. Like there's mages you can play in every role right now, and that are like good. Not just that you can do it, but they're like good in meta.
Yeah.
Besides support,
I mean, Afro got played like 9 times this weekend.
I forgot about Afro. So including support. Fuck. Uh,
I
it's
hate Afro.
so
She's so weird.
it's so fucked right now, dude. It was like
But
really good for like 3 weeks, man. It was really, really good for 3 weeks, and they did change everything, and everybody just went, "Oh, mages are just better."
right, everyone figured it out. It's not like
Yeah,
nothing's changed. Um, I will say though, you brought it up. Year 11 is right around the corner, so
yeah.
big changes like that could be. I mean, this is something that calls for a big change, and this is the time when a big change could be made. So we'll see how they go about this, how they deal with this. I'm guessing. I think we don't have any more gods released this year, right? No more, or
Isn't there
one
one
more.
more? I think there's one more.
There is one more.
I think so.
Okay.
I don't know. Think we know anything about it yet, though.
No, I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be like a secret.
Yeah. I hope it's something
Uh,
cool and not lame.
all right. Were there any other games we wanted to highlight or go over
No,
here?
I think we already jerked off about Warriors Ferryman, right? So
Yeah.
we
All right.
we doing the
And it gets right into power rankings, right?
right. No, I think we normally do the ups, the highs and lows, the ups and
Oh
downs, what
yes,
do we
yes,
even
yes, yes,
call them?
yes. The ups and the yeah,
One of them.
east and west.
The segment that we do.
Yeah,
All right. I'm
it's kind
trying
of
to
a you
decide.
thing.
I did a little bit of a different thing for the lows this week.
Okay,
I'm trying to decide if I want to do those first or second. I normally do lows first.
let's do those
All right,
first.
we'll do lows first.
I can't stand to wait anymore to see what this is going
All
to be.
right. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. This was week 5 we just had? Yeah, okay. The lows for week 5 of the SPL season. In the number 3 spot is High Res for having a broken ass fucking website that never fucking works. Number 2 for the lows is High Res for giving us a Glads Hounds doubleheader twice in one weekend. What the fuck? Number 1 is High Res for somehow allowing, for the fucking 3rd time this season, for mages to be more meta in solo lane than fucking warriors are. What the fuck are you doing, High Res?
Yeesh. Get your
Yeah.
stuff together, guys.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I part of it was I wanted to shit on high res because there's been some bad stuff recently. Mostly, it's just like who even really did that bad besides the Glads and the Hounds, and it's like obviously they did bad.
Right?
Like it was one of those things where
You
it's like,
couldn't find anything
yeah,
else.
it was like the Hounds and like Glads did bad, but they didn't do worse than you would expect them to. Like literally nobody on those teams this week was a standout level of bad. They were just like regular Glads and Hounds bad. So then like other than them, it was like yeah, SOT had kind of a bad week and that's it. So it's like what's even the point of just saying two things everybody already knows and then SOT did bad. When instead I can shit
Right.
on high res.
Yeesh.
I do
Fix your
have
game. Fix your website,
I have
actually.
real ups though. I do have real ups.
Okay, real up. Big up.
Yeah. Honestly, I should I should have done a flip it and reverse it and found 3 things to praise Iris about. I didn't do
Okay.
that though.
Put
These are
three
real
things
ups.
that you like about high res in the
The
comments
three
below.
things I like about High Res are they made
Wait,
the
wait, wait.
video game I love Smite. They they try really hard. They don't always succeed, but they really try. And uh this is hard to come up with on the spot.
No, you're almost
Their
there. You got it.
skins have been really good this year. They've had a lot of really
All
good
right.
skins, and even though I don't buy the skins, they are really good.
Never gonna clap for Alex, guys. He did a good job on that one.
Thank you, thank you. All right, the ups
The ups.
for week 5 of the phase 2 of the SPL season. Number 3 is Big Man Tings. He went 18, 9, and 37 with over 24k damage per game and a 4.06 KDA. Number 2 is Baskin with a 37, 16, and 60 stat line with over 82% kill participation, helping lead the Ferrymen to the double win this weekend. And number 1 is Darnez going 16,
Mm-hmm.
1, and 20 for a 26 KDA. Holy shit!
I knew that one was gonna be on there.
Not even against one of the jobber teams either. That was against the Kings.
I know he laned against BMT.
Yeah, I know. And BNT had a good week. He
And,
was on here as
right.
well.
I know that's crazy.
Most of his good week was probably against the Glads, to be fair.
And
Yeah, the third one was actually kind of hard to find.
BMT
Yeah, it was
or
hard to
Baskin.
find like a good one.
Not a lot of flashy stuff going on
All
this
right,
weekend. I mean, it's hard. Again, like Glad Sounds doubleheader.
all right. Yeah, I was thinking about going Haddocks, but they just beat up on the Glads, so it's like who
Yeah,
cares?
exactly.
Also,
Uh,
it would have been another solo laner, and I feel like I do a lot of solo laners, so
it's hard to stand out this week
yeah,
for anything, good or bad.
yeah.
Okay, but that leads us into power rankings.
Power rankings.
All right, I've gone through and I sat here and I wrestled myself, and I figured I've got mine.
Yeah,
I've got mine. I think it is controversial, but it's a change up from last week,
mine was
and
also changed from last week.
I am dedicated to this. I'm set on it. So,
Alrighty.
you want to start me with your number one?
My number 1, after their victory over the Oni Warriors this weekend, is the Styx Ferrymen.
I thought there was gonna be some way you were gonna twist that. I was thinking I was racking my brain, man.
Right.
Okay, yeah. I've
After
got
their
them.
victory over the Eldritch Hounds this weekend.
Yeah, yeah, right. I figured I was like, did someone else beat the Warriors? Like, what are we doing here? Yeah, after
After
I
their
also
victory over the Oni Warriors 4 weeks ago. Nah, I mean, I had the Ferryman at 4 last week, and that was definitely wrong. I was just brain locked because all of the top 4 teams have looked really good recently. And then the Ferryman beat another top 4 team, and I said, okay, you can have the 1 spot now because you're all really close.
Okay, wait. I want to see if I can find this. So you had week 3, you had Ferryman 1. Week 4, you had
No,
Ferryman
the
2.
okay,
Week
yeah, because that was
5,
after they lost to Levi's, right?
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Week 5, you had Ferryman 4. And now they're back to 1. They've been moving
No,
all
the
around.
I moved into 4 after they lost to the
The
yeah.
Leviathans.
They went 2 because the Warriors were like sweeping everybody, and the Ferrymen were actually having some kind of close games. I remember that one.
You had Leviathans above them.
That week they were Levi's
Hmm.
1.
Yep.
Oh, I guess it was just because they were having some close sets. Then it didn't have anything to do with the Warriors. All right, what's your 1?
Okay. My one's Ferryman as well.
Okay.
I think it's Ben.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
look, it should be.
Right. Yeah.
I
My
just
my
it's not like by saying they were 2 or 4, I was like they're dog shit. No, there's just a lot of really good teams, and they're really
I'll give
close. And the Ravens had some struggles, but I think they've now proved that they just kind of like troll a little bit and lose some games they should.
I'll give you a hint. My top 2 did not change
Okay, who'd you have
from
2
last
last
week.
week? You had the. Did you have the? Yeah, no, you had the Levi's too.
Yeah.
Because we had the exact flipped power rankings
Yes.
in the
Yep.
top 4.
Levi's were my 2.
So my 2 is now the Dragons. They moved down a spot because the Ferryman moved up.
Wait, you had Dragons 1?
I
You
had
did.
Dragons
I
1.
cannot believe you had Dragons
That
1.
was a meme. I don't know if you remember that part. It was a meme.
Oh
I
yeah.
was memeing.
Hey, if I
I'm
write it
still
down, it's
kind
official,
of
man.
memeing with them at 2. Yeah, no, it can be official and still be a meme.
Alex, I'm not memeing when I put them at number 3.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right
My
here.
Levi's are 3 for me. So we're looking pretty similar. We just have Dragons Levi's flipped. I'm assuming you
Gimme.
still have Warriors 4.
Warriors 4. Is that where yours are?
Yeah, of course. Come on.
Okay. So I mean, like you were saying, Warriors have only beat bottom half teams. Um, I mean, Dragons really haven't proven anything besides
They
beat. I mean, because they beat the
swept the
Leviathans.
Levi's.
They beat the
They
Leviathans.
swept them. They didn't
They
sweep
haven't
them.
proved they could do it twice, but
That's true.
like I
That's
said, I
fair.
put my official stamp on the Dragons. They're legit,
Yes.
and so they're
It's
legit.
very
They're
funny. I have them too, and I'm less sure they're legit than you are.
right. Yeah. What are you doing?
I'm memeing.
Um, but what Saturday we get to see Warriors Dragons play, so that'll be the real test.
It will be. I'm afraid there's
But
gonna be like a weird it wouldn't even be a triangle. It'd be like a square.
yeah,
Where
yeah.
it's like, let's see, the Ferrymen lose to the Dragons, but beat the Warriors and Levi's. The
No,
Levi's beat the
Ferryman lose the
Warriors.
Levi's.
Hmm? Oh, I
Ferryman
guess
lose
they
the
did
Levi's.
lose to the Levi's.
Dragons beat
But
Leviathans. Warriors
they're
beat the
even against the
Dragons.
Levi's. They beat the Warriors. If they lose to the Dragons, then it'll be this weird like
It's
fuck
weird, yeah.
triangle.
The top four is uh,
It's tight.
all over the place.
Yeah. It's gonna depend on the weekend. What's crazy is we know this isn't the best version of the Ferryman because it's not playoff time. Like they're gonna get better during the playoffs because that's what they
Do you
do.
think this team gets better?
I mean, I don't know if it's possible, but I
But
mean they have a track record of it.
it's happened every other
Yeah,
time,
exactly. Like I don't know how, but yes, I do believe they will be even better during
right?
the playoffs. They
I,
might pull the Kings and sweep their way through Worlds. Like that'd be the only way they could be better, right? Is if they just sweep everything.
right. Sino's gonna grow another hand or something. I think that's the only way we get better here. I genuinely don't know what I would do to make.
It's I don't
I
know
mean,
why. If you had said anybody else, it wouldn't have been as funny. But it's one of those things where it's like I can just picture it. I can just be like I can just imagine Cyclone being like, Sino, I need you to grow another head right now. And so I was just like, I
and
got
he
you, fam.
does
Yeah.
in the player cam. Out here it comes. He starts typing on Sino's keyboard or on Cyclone's keyboard. He helps people hit the relics. I don't know. I guess
It
I
just makes
actually
so much
though
sense.
Sino to be more consistent, I think is the only thing that makes his team better.
Yeah. No, like
Because
actually.
when he hits, the team hits.
Yeah. Like I don't know, Aurora could probably be a little bit more consistent as well, but I don't know if that
Yeah,
matters as much as Sino being more consistent.
right.
It's crazy we live in a world where Aurora might be the worst player on this team and he might be a top two support in the league.
That is crazy. I mean, this is the same exact stuff we were saying about the fair or the Warriors last phase.
Yeah, that's true. I kind of regret saying that though, because in hindsight, every time I go back and look at Netroid's stats, I was like, man, why did I think he was so good? His stats do not say he is good.
Show the same.
Yeah. From
Well,
this
I would
phase
say
or last phase, he looks better this phase in terms of his stats, and his stats are bad.
really.
Yeah. Maybe not. I guess he probably not. His stats are probably worse this phase actually. He's 59, 50, and 139 this phase.
Surely.
Yeah. I mean, his KDA was good last phase, but his damage was like terrible.
Well, they didn't really need a lot, I don't think,
I mean, that's
to be
true. They
honest.
didn't. It might have been like that's the most damage that was available to him to do, but
Right.
it was also the worst out of all carries. So,
Impressive.
yeah.
Um, okay, we kind of went on a little tangent there. Coming back to the bottom half. I think our oh
Bro, I
no.
did not change mine at all. So,
Okay, so you have Ravens, Kings, Hounds, Lads.
yep.
All right.
You probably
So
have the glass above the hounds, right?
I do.
And
Yep.
then the other
That's the
two are
only
the
thing I
same.
have switched. Um, yeah, I just think there's more. I don't know if the Glads are actually better, but there seems to be more of a bright side for the Glads than there is the Hounds. Like when I look at the Hounds, when I watch them play, all that goes on in my mind is like a dark, gloomy
I mean, that's fair. I see what you're saying.
Tim
Counterpoint:
Burton movie.
Oath's a dog, though.
Oath is a dog. Oath is a dog. And I
Unironically, I
don't want
wanted
to
to
take
go
that
on
away
a
from him.
tangent about how bad uh, Twig and Variety were, but I don't think I'm going to. And I was gonna say if they get rid of them for next season, which they should, and I'm afraid they're not gonna do, then they should pick up Oath because Oath is like actually a good jungle.
Yeah,
If
we're
Oath
just
has to
gonna
play in the SPL next season, it's a crime. Like I think he's
we're
that good. He shouldn't even have to play in.
just rebranding the Hounds as the Kings. They're all gonna eventually move over.
Yeah. I mean, like last phase, his stats were insane. This phase, okay. Guess his kills, deaths, and assists for this phase for Oath.
Uh, what is it like? Is he in the 70s in kills or 60s?
Guess.
Okay. Um, I'm gonna go like 68, 54, and like 93.
I think you think he's played less games than he has. They're all low. He is 90, 71, and 105. That's like pretty good.
Oh wow. Yeah.
I mean, Scream has a lot more assists, but Scream is 96, 72, and 191, which is like 100 more assists, but also his team is way better.
Right. Yeah. The Hounds
But
just don't get a lot of kills.
we've been talking about putting Scream as like the number one jungle in our all league team, and like he has 6 less kills and 1 less death, and a similar number of games.
Yeah.
He does have a lot less damage, to be fair. I think he is bottom in jungles in terms of damage. But, like, overall, I do think Oath is playing, like, really good. Despite the fact that his team is in fucking chaos.
Right. I see. And I just don't feel like I've watched enough Hounds games to really get a
Right.
good feel
Yeah, that's fair.
for that. I'm looking at stats. I mean, he kind of carried them game one against the Ferryman, but I guess the whole team played well.
Yeah.
I'm looking through here.
Like, the fact that his stats are as good as they are for a team in utter turmoil is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I was praising Stu for doing, like, half this on a team in turmoil. And I'm going to be honest, I don't think the Glads were in as much turmoil as the Hounds. Like, other than losing Dude Man, at least they, like, had their team instead of just a bunch of spare parts they slapped together. Like,
Right. Yeah, they had what they came there with.
yeah.
Oh,
What?
maybe. I mean, maybe I am just dissing the Hounds a little too much here.
Yeah, I'm going to be,
But
like, the rest of the team is doing pretty not good, though.
for the rest of the week, I'm keeping it where it's at.
It's like him. Straight, you made the joke. Just turn the Kings into the Hounds. Straight up, like the Kings are back to being like a top 3 team if they replace Twig with Oath and Variety with Ducky. That team is good if they do that.
See, I don't
Maybe
think
not
Ducky's
top
been
three. Maybe
playing.
not top three. But like they might be like a contender
They'd be
again
a
if
lot
they do
better.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We want to do predictions now. I
Predictions.
guess we have Gladiators, Hounds coming
Predict.
up in this week, so
Yep.
I'm sure I know which way that's going. But starting off, Gladiators, Leviathans.
I feel like every time the Glads play the first game of the week, I get too excited and say they're gonna win.
You do every
Yeah.
time.
So I'm gonna stay calm this time, and I'm gonna say Gladiators 3-0.
I already wrote Glads because I knew it was coming.
I'm kidding. Give me the Levi's 3-0.
Okay, 3-0.
Yeah, 3-0. Come on, man. It's the fucking Glads.
Yeah, but I said that, and last week you still
Are you sure you wrote it down right? I feel like there's no way I said that.
you were confident, man. I promise you. The book doesn't lie.
Yeah. I mean, I did say 3-0 because it's Kings, so at least I stayed consistent with that part of it.
Right.
What do you got? Levi's 3-0?
Oh yes, Levi's 3-0.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't even. I think there'll be like one close game, but that's all.
Yeah.
Um, Ravens Hounds.
Ravens 3-0.
I'm
As the
give me
biggest Ravens hater there is, this
yeah,
is going to be a sweep.
give me. I'm taking 3-1. Just because Ravens look beatable sometimes, and I mean the Hounds took one off Ferryman, so
Fair. But I mean, so did the Glads.
exactly.
And
Everyone
the
takes one off the
Ravens
Ferryman.
left the Glads. So the fair like we talked about it last week, the Fairmen just play down the
They
competition.
played to their level. Yep.
Yeah.
Kings Ferryman. Ooh, good game.
Give me the Ferrymen 3-1.
I'm
I
taking
believe
Ferryman.
if the Ferrymen win this, they secure the 1 seed. I believe they just need a single set win.
It should be because then they win out against the Leviathans either way. So
Right. Yeah, they have the advantage against the Levi's and the Warriors. So
they're the only people that can. I guess unless the Warriors sweep them coming up, or they don't play. They play the
they
Dragons.
play the Dragons. And the Dragons can't catch them.
All right. Warriors Dragons. This is gonna be. This is my highlighted game of the week
It
right
is
here.
going to be, yeah. I feel like they have at least done a semi-smart thing of making the Saturday afternoon game the the best game of the week. I
But
feel like
dude,
this is like the third week in a row they've done it.
that's one of the games I cannot watch.
Yeah, but I feel like for
Saturday.
most people it's the easiest game to
I
watch.
know, I know.
All right, I said that, and then I looked. 2 weeks ago, Saturday afternoon was King's Hounds, so never mind.
I want it tailored to me though.
Yeah,
But I'm coming in. I'm putting my official stamp on it. I almost just sent an email. Um,
let's
Dragons are good. Dragons are legit. They're beating the Warriors 3-2.
give me the Dragons 3-0.
Really?
No,
Why?
3-1.
Oh,
I
okay.
meant it, and then I thought about it, and I was like, no, they're gonna get one at least.
Yeah, I would think 3-0 is a stretch. 3-1, I could see it happen. Do the Dragons take the first two games here?
No, because if they do, then they lose the second.
Then they lose. Okay.
They throw the first game on purpose so they can't get reverse swept.
That's probably smart. Get the Afro support out of the way early.
Wasn't Mike good on Afro support recently?
Yeah. He was. I can't even lie. And then okay, Sunday games. Oh, highlighted game of the week number 2, Glad's Hounds.
Give
This is
me.
like legit. I think this is gonna be a good game.
It's gonna be a clusterfuck for sure. Give me the Hounds, and it's not gonna be close. 3-0. The genius known as L Chuckles is gonna come up with the game plan to just shut down the Glads.
Just win hard.
Yeah.
I have Glad's
Oath is
going.
going to diff Snoopy 12 times in one game.
He's getting. So he's gonna be the hog rider of the week.
Yes. Dude, it was
Hog
people after
rider.
he got diffed by Sino like 4 times. They were like, "Well, yeah, he was getting camped by Sino. Of course he was dying." It was like he was getting camped by him because he's a bat camp. What the fuck do you mean?
Hey, don't act like that's never happened to you before.
It has. I'm not playing in the fucking pro league.
That's true. You got a point. Yeah, it's kind of rough. We'll see if Oath can pull it off. Cause I think I don't know. Snoopy's
Probably
definitely
12 is
better in
obviously
carry.
an exaggeration, but he's gonna get ganked and killed by Oath
A
many
lot.
times.
I see. I don't even know. I just think this is going to be more of an arena than anything. Who can actually end games
Neither.
is yeah. That's why I've got it 3-2 Glads.
Yeah.
Gonna go long. And finally we have the Ravens Leviathans.
Ravens
I am
Levi's?
take I'm taking Leviathans 3-1 here.
I kind of feel like the Levi's would randomly lose this. They are against their former teammate.
Zatman has been playing well.
Nah, I'll go Levi's 3-2. I think the Ravens are gonna give them a really good fight.
All I'm saying is there's no way Panda Cat lets himself get diffed
Oh,
by
for sure,
Zatman.
for sure.
You've got 3-2.
I He's not gonna get dipped by Zapman, but like Zapman might just pull some shit out of his ass in team fights. Like Zapman's not gonna dip him in the late phase or anything though.
I'm gonna write a 2 and my pen won't go. There it is. All right. Those are predictions for the week.
I think
Uh,
that after those games will be the end of the Ravens season. They don't play in the final week.
the Ravens will be done. Yeah.
I'm
Who else is
assuming
going to
there would
be
be
done
another
too?
team. Let's see.
There's got to be one more, right?
I think so. So Ferryman Glads, Warriors, Kings, Hounds.
Leviathans.
Correct.
Yep. So Leviathans Ravens are done after that Sunday matchup. And then six, yeah, the other six teams hash it out.
Yeah.
The Dragons are lucky that they have 2 games in the last week. They saved those for that. Now they have Coast
That's
for
true.
so they've got a chance to have decent seeding coming into the seeding tournament.
I hope that's not what they're fucking doing.
They surely fix that.
They're gonna, but what if they don't fix it?
It'll be funny. More Smite, I guess. I'm down to watch. It'll feel pointless, but what do you do? All right. That kind of wraps up the power ranking predictions. Got another
Oh
page in
yeah,
the
I almost
books.
forgot we have the updates. Let's do.
And then yeah, head over to the updates real quick. Ah,
I didn't have that open on the computer I used to look at things. I have it open in the computer that I'm recording this on.
almost swallowed my pen. All right.
How did you do that?
10.11 update notes. They brought back RuneScape.
They did.
I think one of the Bologna one's a recolor, and a new Ama. Ymir skin was a cool, and then a bunch of other
General Garage Store.
Odyssey. Do you play RuneScape at all?
Nope.
Oh yeah, that is Garage Door. Some other, I really like these skins though.
Yeah.
So I wonder what this set looks like,
That's
man.
that's why one of my positives was they've been good with skins recently.
Good, yeah, good skins. Um, Now I'm trying to look if there's any. Ah, they fixed the issue where the speed camp wasn't showing totem colors.
Yeah. They also removed 2 rocks on the mini map that weren't there in Conquest.
Where do
That's
you see
cool.
that at?
It's the very first bug fix. It says UI Conquest minimap. Remove 2 rocks represented on the minimap that were no longer in Conquest.
I wonder if those are the ones by Duo Lane where it always looks like someone's walking through a wall. You
Maybe.
know what I'm talking about?
I don't. I don't. I didn't pay that much attention to the map. It probably
There's
is.
no, there's this one giant part in Duo Lane that they took out. Sometime I don't even remember when, but I mean it's been this way for like 6, 7 months. Whenever you're in spectator, um,
Oh, you're
oh
talking
wait,
about
this is
that.
on the
This is the
mini
mini
map.
map. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know there were, were rocks on there that
Yeah.
weren't on it. I wonder where it was.
Yeah. Me too. It
Um,
would probably be around the fire giant pit, right? Since that's the stuff they most
right
recently changed.
where the invisible stuff is.
Yeah. Since they made that more open, surely that means they got rid of some rocks.
Right. Now that you say that, I think it definitely was toward on the solo side of fire where the two things were on the map.
All right.
All right. Um, get right into items here.
Yeah. Also, they nerfed the Titan's damage.
Oh, so tight like when he walks or when
I
he was
think
in
it's
base or
the one
both.
in base, but it might be both. It's at least the one in base. I don't know if it's the one that walks. Basically, it's very hard to siege, so they're trying to make it easier to siege
Yeah,
by making the thing do less damage.
fair enough.
All right. Buffs to items, because I think like every item but one is a buff.
Yes,
uh, First up is Demon Blade. Increase physical power from 25 to 30. Increase attack speed from 10% to 15%. Intersect thinks that this is gonna make this like the meta crit item
probably.
because
Crit's
he said
starting
it
to come
was
in.
already close to being in there, and then this buff's gonna put it over the top.
Yeah, this was the one that just wasn't being built in that crit build, and now with this, it probably will be.
Man, I hate crit. Can we just like remove it?
I mean, your biggest thing with crit is your attack speed, and so an extra
Yeah.
5%. I mean, it's not a ton, but it's noticeable.
Right. I just don't like crit. I am very strongly of the opinion that crit should be there should be one item, probably Atlantis bow, because nobody ever knows what that does. Where
That's true. No, that's true.
the passive is just your autos have a 20% chance to crit. That
And
that
then
should be
that's
the
the
only crit
only.
item, and it's an item's passive.
Yeah,
It doesn't have to be 20%. 20% is the number I pull out of my ass. It could be whatever would
right.
make it balanced.
Just the general idea.
Right. 20%
I
seems
can't
like it would be balanced, but maybe it won't
imagine
be.
trying to actually balance that. I don't know how you balance crit, and that's why they haven't yet,
Yeah, that's
ever.
that's why it's always either never built or always built.
Dude, this item, Eldritch Dagger, when it first came out, I was like for sure that this was going to be built, and I've only seen it, I think, once or twice
Yeah,
since.
it's just like
Yeah, still not. I don't think it's going to do anything. Just increase the buff duration to 10 seconds, so you can see wards. Right, that's all
yep.
it does.
I think it might do something else, but yeah. Erosion decrease
What is that?
cost from 2250 to 2200 and increase range from 40 to 55 units, which I've heard based on math it's like doubled the radius or something by doing this.
So
Like the
the
range from
range.
40 to 55 makes like the radius doubled or something.
Hmm, I don't
So
know how that
it's
works.
basically the circle's basically twice as big now.
Mucho good.
Yes. Uh Odie
Yeah, dude.
Bow 5% more attack speed.
Erosion should have been okay. Sorry, real quick. Erosion should have been built before. It had places to be built. Now it's going to get built a lot more.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to process
I
what was
mean,
even happening.
I feel like the range was too small before, and now that's not going to be a problem. So it'll probably be built.
And
We
now,
had to be like sniffing people's asses before to get
okay.
the debuff on them.
Odibo.
Yeah, 5% more attack speed.
It was already sneaking its way into some of these builds, and so
Okay.
probably gets more. Unless the whole crit thing takes over, you don't build Odibo with crit.
Yeah,
So
you build
unless
Kints
that takes
instead,
over, yeah,
which is ironic
25.
because the high res wants the two carry builds to be crit and Kints, and an important part of the crit build is Kints.
Hey, we always have kins. That item's so good. Just always build it anyway.
You build it if they have five squishies. Like it's just so good. It's so good.
Shadow Drinker costs 100 less gold.
Eh,
Okay.
don't care. It's kind of like
That
alternate timeline where you're taking it for like the pretty good damage and flat pin for the cost,
yeah.
but without nearly as good of stats. Like the
Yeah, I think
alternate
it
timeline stats are way better than the stats.
gives it an option for an early game, like a
Yeah,
first item, but it needs percent pen or something.
I don't know.
No, it doesn't. I don't
It
want to say
doesn't.
that. Soul Gem
Less
costs.
items with percent pin. We spent so much of the early
I
part of
know.
the
I
podcast
know. I
talking
shouldn't
about how
have
there's
even
too
mentioned
many of them. Soul Gem.
50
Decrease
less gold.
cost by 50, increase power by 10. I think this item is going to be really good now.
Yeah, this will start making its way into some builds. I don't think it should be in every one. I see a lot of people build this instead of like percent pen. A lot of arena
Right. I think the best place for
players.
this is you pair it with Typhons. If
Yeah,
you're
and
going
that would
Typhons,
give
you
you
probably want this.
how much life steal does this have? Like 15%?
It's not a ton, but it's enough.
Enough to get use out of it.
Yeah.
Ooh, juicy one.
Stone
Son
of
guy.
Gaia. They gave more things to when you get knocked up.
You just get power. Is this count as a hybrid item? Maybe. No.
Does it count as a shit item still? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, yeah. Alternate timeline. Now you're at
Coming.
40% health and mana when you respawn.
Yep. My solo Baba Yaga is cool. I can't believe we haven't seen it in the SPL yet, but I guess if you have it, you just want to put it in
Benny Cube
because it's so
runs
good.
it all the time. Oh,
Baba?
solo ball, yeah.
Yeah,
I
not alternate timeline.
I thought you were talking about alternate timeline.
Yeah.
I've seen this man get revived. And
Benny Q's
finally
so
nerfed.
weird, man.
He is. I love him. That's why he's one of my favorite mids.
Nerf finally. Soul Eater made it 150 gold more expensive.
It needed that.
Yeah. All right,
For right now, anyway.
gods.
God buffs. Everything. There's nothing crazy in here. I've glanced over them.
Yeah.
Nothing massive. Just some
I honestly think the Hera buff might be pretty massive.
change of. I
It's
like
a
the.
decent amount more damage, and it's more damage scaling on her polymorph.
I think some of these buffs were a little. I don't know. I don't know if I want to say misplaced, but almost not needed as
I
well.
don't think Hera needed a buff at all.
So yeah, right. Starting out here, going down. We'll get to her. Oh, Elix just gains 5% movement speed on her horse.
I
Um,
don't think it's a horse.
it's something like that. It's got
Yeah.
4 legs. Um, I mean, Oelix is being slammed in the SPL. Adapting slamming Oelix. She's already performing really well.
Yeah.
This makes her farm better. Get places faster. She doesn't need this, but she got it.
Yep.
Cthulhu gets decreased cooldown on his 2 and increased health on his ult. Like he's again, Cthulhu's getting played in SPL
Serious?
and
I
is
didn't realize that.
winning. Yeah.
I guess I haven't been paying enough attention to who's been playing.
Yeah, people have been doing the I guess I've seen it like once or twice, but the Morgan double Cthulhu.
Mm,
Um so I mean, I don't think he needs this. I think it's a situation where Cthulhu's good, but mage solo.
yeah, true.
Um
He's got a point, folks.
Now the Cupid buff, I think this was needed. I haven't seen Cupid
Yeah.
played in 2
I
years.
also really like it because now Miller can't be mad when I pick up his hearts when he needs them.
Right? This is a good buff just for you. That's why we did it. So he gets more attack speed from his 3, and then he heals himself when someone else picks up a heart.
Yep.
That is nice, actually.
Yep.
Cupid support.
No.
Um. Okay, now Hera. I'll let you take over on this one.
Okay. Increase base damage on polymorph from 90 to 270 to 90 to 290, and increase the damage scaling from 80 to 85%. And they
That's a
increase the
lot.
cooldown from 16 at all ranks to 16, scaling down to 14 seconds.
Yeah, and again, this was one of the characters who's played in SPL,
All right.
picked and banned. Um,
And now polymorph is going to do more damage,
it's gonna do a
and
lot
she's
more
going to have
damage.
her safety online more often.
Yeah,
Fuck.
unnecessary. Another one. Speaking of people who are played in the SPL, Hunbats.
Yeah.
He gets
I mean,
played a
he's a little
lot.
bit different though because he's
Right.
played because of his
He's more of an old
utility, like
bot.
no matter what. I like I don't know. Like I feel like at a lower level, I could see why this would be needed. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, he was more of an old bot. And his changes really aren't. He just gets more MP5, decreases his jump cooldown, and then his ult does 50 damage at all ranks. And it was
Instead of
50 at
scaling up.
max before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it scaled up to 50. Now it's just 50 at all. So nothing insane.
Yeah.
I can
Ixchel.
take that. This one's cool. I like her passive change.
Yeah. Don't you hate playing against Eggshell?
I love playing it Showa.
Yeah.
So it's a double-edged sword, but her enhanced basic attack now goes like from 55 to 70. Again, I don't know the units, but we can say it's about 3 feet.
Sure.
But Atlas feet, so they're bigger.
Okay.
And then it travels 10% faster. It already traveled super fast, so it's like an instant. It's like a hit scan. And now you get mitigation, 50% mitigation in her ult.
I don't know why it made me think of this, but when you said Atlas feet, I randomly thought about the Superman comic where Atlas wants to go to his daughter's wedding, so Superman holds the earth up for him. Just a random thought that came into my head when you said Atlas feet. Completely unrelated to
Okay.
anything else going on.
All right. I haven't heard that one. All right. What's next? I got lost. Um,
Too cool one.
there we are. Okay, I
Yeah,
found
you
it.
were done with Eggshell, right?
Kukulkan. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Not a
okay.
lot you said.
Slow immunity on his slipstream. Makes sense. Increased damage scaling on his whirlwind. Hunter's probably exploding in a shower of cum after saying this.
Wow. I don't think he cares. He just
True.
kind of plays the game.
That is true. If he did care, though, oh
If he
boy.
did care, he would like this one. Um, Maui has sucked recently. Now he is getting
Better.
his one instead of an 80% slow, he gets 50%. That's cool.
Yeah.
That'll help a little so bit. And now his ult scales down on um cooldown. Cooldown scales down
Yeah, I
as it
don't really
levels.
want that ult to be on such a low cooldown.
90 seconds. I'll take it.
But
Yeah, as much as you block me with it, it needed to go up.
whoa, when did that happen?
One time.
I don't even remember this.
No, it's the most recent time we played. So like 2 nights ago.
I don't remember that.
Um, I think you played Maui, and we were on duo lane side, and right where the shield buff is, you went to ult 'em, and they both got out of it, and so you put the wall up there, and I couldn't get around it. But you ended up going the other way, so you couldn't even see that I was stuck on that wall.
You just said something. I didn't even
I
know what
didn't
to
say
ult
anything.
right
I just
now.
sat there. I knew I couldn't get the words out in
Didn't that
time, and
fight go terribly as well?
no, I think we won it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I was I was slamming Maui a little bit recently, and that character is the highest highs and lowest lows.
Yeah, you put him in your segment next week.
Yeah,
Neat
neat.
is more damage under two and more healing under two.
Yep.
Osiris is getting another. I mean, this is like a
He's
decent
a
buff to him, and he just got a decent buff.
yeah.
So I think he's gonna be
He's
nice.
gonna be nice, but made solos.
Yeah, yeah. Until then, they just owe us. Increased damage on his one to minions. Decreased his three cooldown by 1 second at every rank. I guess it's the same at every rank, um, but now his ult, whenever you hit someone with it, that 100% um lifesteal debuff also reduces 20% cooldown on them. So that, and I know people have been saying, what's that item that reduces 20%? You throw that on there, you can take by 40% cooldown for someone.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
it is a lot.
I don't know if it's, I mean, I don't think that's any reason to stack a, see, I don't even know what the item's called.
Abyssal stone.
Abyssal Stone. I don't think that's any reason to build it still,
Abyssal
but
stone. It's
ew,
bad.
piss. Rat got nuts. Okay, now this was one of the ones where I was like, Rat's being played almost every game in jungle, but his green acorn and his crit acorn got buffed,
Yes, and
and
those
no
weren't
one
the
was building
acorns being
these.
used. So
Yeah, so it doesn't count. 5 more percent
hear
max
hear me
health on
out.
green.
Fountain rat is coming back.
Mountain Rat's back, man. Solo lane Rat,
Between this and
when they solo
Sonagaya,
spell,
oh,
he's healing.
he's healing.
Scylla's 1 is a 1.75 root at all ranks now.
Yeah, okay. Makes the
Okay,
timing of
yeah,
it more consistent.
yeah.
So it's not like
But
like
there's
1.15 seconds is enough to do what you need to do if you're good. So it doesn't matter for good players.
right.
It just makes it more consistent timing for bad players.
It probably helps out with the DR a little bit as well,
That too.
holding them still for just that half second.
Yeah.
Um, Sylph,
Sylph.
his 1 gets a 5% protection reduction on pot explosion. I don't know what pot explosion is. Maybe that's when you break it.
Sure.
I don't know. Anyway, and then decreased his 2 cooldown by 2 seconds.
Like fuck, they
Uller
wrote
got
a
changed.
they wrote a fucking paragraph on Uller.
Yeah, he got changed a lot actually because it was one of the things where, like Set and Persephone before, how they were just a little, and Susano, they were like a little too high skill ceiling for no reason, and so they had the opportunity to dumb it down a little bit, which is not a bad thing at all. It makes more people just be able to play him, and so it's easier to balance.
Right.
But they removed the power buff on his range stance, on his bow stance 2, and then added an attack speed buff, and then took the attack speed buff off of his passive and gave the power buff to his passive. So they switched his blue stance passive and his blue stance 2. They just switched them. I think it's literally all it is. But
Yeah.
it just means you're always getting that power now when you combo. And so there's less of a skill ceiling to it.
Pog.
There's also more damage scaling on an X.
We can let Miller try him again.
Yeah, there we go. Xing Chen, his hook slam now just does. I mean, the numbers are insane for this, so I'll leave those out and just tell you it does a little more damage, and it roots them a little longer earlier.
Yeah, what he said.
And now his mana cost for his ult scales up. It
Instead of
starts at
down.
70, so it starts lower than it did. It just switched it. It used to scale down, now it scales up. Completely reversed. 110 to 70, now to 70 to 110.
Yep.
And
Yu
Huge
Hong.
Wong. Now just his 2 got decreased. It was 11 scaling down to 9, now it's just 9 all the time. Ooh,
Huge
that's
buff.
good. Honestly,
Huge buff.
pretty decent. I like it.
Yeah.
Yu Hong doesn't feel bad. Like you played him recently, right?
I don't know if I played him recently, but
No,
last time I
I don't
played
think
him, he
he's
didn't
felt
feel
bad.
bad.
Just not amazing. And now the 2 god nerfs.
Ooh.
We have Ganesha, which is maybe this was more of a ranked, in casual kind of thing. I mean, we've seen Ganesha a little bit in SPL, but I didn't think it was like crazy OP
Right.
enough to be getting nerfed over something like Raijin or
Yeah.
uh, Chernobog or something. But
Or
decreased protection.
Mage's class passive.
Yes, exactly. It decreases
Nah, I
protection reduction on his
can't.
ult by 5 at all ranks, and then decreases slow by 5% on his ult. So just his ult got touched, but
It's only a
that's
minor
like
change.
the best part of his kit.
True.
And then Set got nerfed,
Yep.
and um, just his skewer does 15% less damage scaling. That's a lot. And plus his
Is that
2,
not
his spawn,
5%? Do I not know how numbers work?
that's 5. That's
Okay.
5%. I don't know why I thought that
I thought
was.
maybe
Sorry.
my brain wasn't working, but it was your
No.
brain.
Yeah, that was the. I don't know if that was autism or dyslexic. Dyslexia. It's one of the two. I can never tell which one. But then no, overall 15 because his 2 got reduced by 10% at all levels of damage. And so normally your damage comes from placing your 2s using your 1s. So you know what? I'll take it there. I made it
You
work.
got ahead of
Did
yourself.
I did the wrong thing but got the right answer.
Yeah. And you know
So
this that nerf, you know, it's pretty nice. You know, he's not gonna be as good mid. You know, what was that noise?
I just know where this is going.
Fuck. Oh well. You know, he's gonna be a bit worse in mid, but more importantly, when he's stop laughing, damn it.
Okay, sorry.
When he's playing in jungle, it's gonna be harder for him to. Again, great lane.
Get great lane.